London, a city forged by fire, built on dreams, and ready for your journey. One hook and intro. London, the very name conjures images of ancient pageantry, cutting-edge innovation, and stories whispered through centuries. It's a city that defies easy definition, a sprawling mosaic of history, ambition, and relentless reinvention. From its humble origins as a Roman outpost on a muddy riverbank to the vibrant global metropolis it is today, London has absorbed countless triumphs, tragedies, and transformations. This isn't just a city, it's a living, breathing testament to human resilience and creativity. Today, we're not just taking you on a tour, we're embarking on a journey through time. We will trace the very veins of London, from the ancient currents of the River Thames that first drew settlers here to the bustling arteries of its modern streets. We will uncover the secrets held within its formidable fortresses, marvel at the architectural wonders born from catastrophe, and walk in the footsteps of legends who shaped not just this city, but the world. Imagine standing where Roman legions once marched, where queens met their tragic end, or where the very first underground trains rattled beneath your feet. London's history isn't confined to dusty textbooks. It's alive, pulsating beneath every cobblestone and within every towering skyscraper. It's a drama of ambition, survival, and rebirth, waiting for you to discover its next chapter. This video is your key to unlocking London's layered past and experiencing its vibrant present. We'll show you not just what happened, but where it happened, and how you can feel that history resonate today. By the end, you won't just know London, you'll feel its pulse, understand its soul, and perhaps, just perhaps, feel an irresistible urge to walk its ancient, yet ever-changing streets yourself. So fasten your seatbelts for a journey through London, a city forged by fire, built on dreams, and ready for your adventure. 2. Historical context and setup. Our story begins not with kings or queens, but with a river and an empire. Roughly 2,000 years ago, in the year 43 Anno Domini, the mighty Roman legions landed on the shores of Britain. They marched inland, seeking conquest and resources, and found a strategic bend in a wide, tidal river, the Thames. It was here, at this natural crossing point, that they established a new settlement, a trading post they called Londinium. Londinium quickly grew into a vital administrative and commercial hub, a thriving port that connected Roman Britain to the vast empire. The Romans built roads, a forum, and even defensive walls, the very foundations of which still influence London's layout today. If you walk through the city of London, its narrow, winding lanes are a ghostly echo of those Roman and later medieval pathways. But empires, even mighty ones, eventually recede. By the 5th century, the Romans withdrew, leaving Londinium vulnerable. For centuries, the city slipped into a murky post-Roman twilight, its structures crumbling, its population dwindling. It was a period of decline punctuated by new arrivals, the Anglo-Saxons. They settled nearby, eventually re-establishing trade and, over time, laying the groundwork for a new English identity. Then came the Vikings, sailing their fearsome longships up the Thames, ravaging coastal towns and even besieging London. These were brutal times, but they also spurred crucial developments. In 886, King Alfred the Great, a pivotal figure in English history, reclaimed and rebuilt London, fortifying it against Viking incursions and reinforcing its strategic importance as a hub of governance and trade. He didn't just save London, he cemented its place as a burgeoning capital. The next truly seismic shift occurred in 1066, the Norman Conquest. William the Conqueror, Duke of Normandy, defeated King Harold at the Battle of Hastings and marched on London. To solidify his new rule and assert his dominance, William didn't just rebuild, he built big. His most enduring legacy was the construction of the Tower of London, a formidable stone fortress designed to awe, intimidate, and control. This colossal white tower, one of the first and most enduring stone castles in England, wasn't just a military stronghold. It was a royal residence, a treasury, and a chilling symbol of power. It fundamentally reshaped London's physical and political landscape, ushering in centuries of Norman and later English royal authority, often enforced with ruthless efficiency. The Tower, a silent behemoth, has witnessed nearly 1,000 years of British history, holding within its walls both terror and splendor. Over the following centuries, London grew exponentially. Its position on the Thames made it a natural magnet for trade, drawing merchants from across Europe. Markets boomed, guilds flourished, and a distinct City of London identity emerged, often asserting its own privileges against the crown. Westminster, a short distance upstream, became the seat of royal power, with Westminster Abbey becoming the traditional site for coronations and burials, a tradition unbroken for centuries. This evolving London, a nexus of trade, power, and burgeoning culture, was a crucible of ambition and human drama. From its Roman roots through Anglo-Saxon resilience and Norman dominance, the city was perpetually transforming, building layer upon layer of history. It was a place where fortunes were made and lost, where empires were dreamed, and where the stage was set for some of the most dramatic events in English and indeed world history. At 3, the story unfolds. By the 16th century, London was a thriving, if often chaotic, city. Its population swelled, its markets buzzed, and its theaters, particularly along the south bank of the Thames, became epicenters of popular entertainment. This was the London of William Shakespeare, the towering literary genius whose plays continue to resonate across the globe. Imagine the groundlings cheering and jeering as actors brought his words to life on a thrust stage. Shakespeare's Globe Theatre, though a modern reconstruction, stands on the very banks where the original would have once captivated audiences. Its location wasn't just convenient. The Thames was a highway, allowing timber for its construction to be easily transported and theater goers to cross by boat. This was a city where art wasn't just for the elite, it was a raucous, communal experience for all. But even as art flourished, the city faced constant threats. The Great Plague of 1665 swept through London, claiming an estimated 100,000 lives, nearly a quarter of its population. The streets, once teeming with life, fell eerily silent, haunted by the specter of death. Then, just as the city began to breathe again, an even greater catastrophe struck. In the early hours of Sunday, the 2nd of September, 1666, a small fire broke out in a baker's shop on Pudding Lane. It seemed innocuous enough, but a strong easterly wind, combined with the tightly packed, predominantly timber-framed houses of medieval London, turned a spark into an inferno. The fire spread with terrifying speed, devouring everything in its path. For 4 days and 4 nights, London burned. Churches, guildhalls, and over 13,000 homes were reduced to ashes. The city, built over centuries, crumbled into a wasteland of smoking rubble. The cries of despair filled the air as citizens fled for their lives, carrying what meager possessions they could salvage to the open fields outside the city walls. It was an apocalyptic scene, a city utterly consumed by its own flammable past. Yet from these ashes rose a new London, a city of phoenix-like resilience. Sir Christopher Wren, a brilliant architect and astronomer, was tasked with its monumental rebuilding. Though his grand plans for a new, ordered street grid were largely rejected in favor of retaining the old medieval layout, his architectural legacy is undeniable. Wren's masterpiece, St. Paul's Cathedral, became a symbol of this rebirth. Its majestic dome, inspired by classical Roman architecture, soared above the reconstructed city, a beacon of hope and faith. It was a statement of ambition, a defiance against destruction, and a magnificent example of English Baroque architecture that still dominates London's skyline today. Centuries later, the 18th and 19th centuries ushered in an era of unprecedented expansion. London became the undisputed heart of a vast global empire, its docks on the Thames teeming with ships from every corner of the world. This was the Industrial Revolution, a period that transformed London into a powerhouse of innovation, trade, and astonishing population growth. But this progress came with stark contrasts. While grand boulevards and opulent Victorian buildings rose in the West End, poverty, disease, and overcrowded tenements plagued the East. It was an era immortalized by writers like Charles Dickens, who vividly captured both the dazzling energy and the brutal inequalities of Victorian London. Innovation, however, continued relentlessly. Imagine the choking traffic of horse-drawn carriages, hundreds upon hundreds clogging the narrow streets. London desperately needed a solution, and its engineers found it beneath their feet. In 1863, the world's first underground railway, the Metropolitan Line, opened. It was a revolutionary feat of engineering, burrowing through the city's ancient foundations powered by steam. This tube, as it became known, fundamentally reshaped urban life, allowing the city to expand exponentially. It literally created new suburbs, connecting distant communities and cementing London's role as a pioneer in urban infrastructure. Even today, navigating its vast network, you're traveling through a living museum of Victorian ingenuity. And what of the River Thames, always at the city's heart? The ever-increasing river traffic and the need for a new crossing in the East End led to another Victorian marvel, Tower Bridge. Completed in 1894, this iconic structure was a masterpiece of bascule and suspension bridge design, its distinctive neo-Gothic towers blending seamlessly with the nearby Tower of London. It was a bridge designed for both beauty and function, its massive bascules lifting to allow tall-masted ships to pass through. Even today, seeing the bascules rise is a spectacle, a reminder of a bygone era's engineering ambition that continues to serve the modern city. The Tower Bridge is more than just a crossing. It's a dynamic symbol of London's continuous evolution. The 20th century brought new horrors. During World War II, London endured the Blitz, a sustained aerial bombardment by Nazi Germany. For months, the city was pounded, its docks, industrial areas, and historic buildings suffering immense damage. Thousands lost their lives. But Londoners, sheltering in the depths of the underground stations, showed extraordinary courage and resilience. Scarred but unbroken, London rose again. The Blitz led to extensive rebuilding, further shaping the city's modern landscape. Its spirit, forged in fire, proved unbreakable. From Roman foundations to Norman might, through medieval plague and the Great Fire's inferno, to Victorian innovation and wartime courage, London has continuously reinvented itself, each layer of its past informing its vibrant, indomitable present. 4. Impact and legacy. London's relentless journey through history has left an indelible mark not just on its own landscape, but on the entire world. For centuries, as the capital of the British Empire, London served as the administrative, financial, and cultural hub of a global network that spanned continents. Its language, legal systems, and political structures were disseminated across the globe, shaping the modern world in countless, often complex ways. The institutions that define Britain today have their roots deep in London's past. Westminster Abbey, which saw William the Conqueror crowned in 1066, remains the traditional site for royal coronations, a living link to over 1,000 years of monarchy. The Houses of Parliament, with the iconic Big Ben, or rather, the Elizabeth Tower standing guard, embody centuries of evolving democracy and governance. London's architectural legacy is a palimpsest of these eras. Walking through the City of London, you can stand on Roman-era foundations, trace medieval street patterns, marvel at Christopher Wren's Baroque churches, each unique, yet unified by a master vision, admire elegant Georgian townhouses, and then gaze up at gleaming 21st-century skyscrapers. It's a journey through time in a single glance. The British Museum, one of the world's oldest and greatest public museums, houses artifacts from across the globe, a tangible testament to London's imperial reach and its enduring fascination with history and culture. From the Rosetta Stone to the Parthenon sculptures, these objects tell stories not just of distant lands, but of London's own role in global exploration and cultural exchange. Even the River Thames, the ancient artery, continues its pivotal role. Once a muddy trade route, it is now flanked by cultural powerhouses like the Tate Modern, housed in a former power station, and the Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. It's a place of modern leisure, scenic walks, and iconic crossings like the Tower Bridge, which still majestically opens its bascules for passing ships. London's enduring legacy is its remarkable capacity for regeneration. Time and again, from devastating fires to relentless bombings, the city has rebuilt itself, integrating its historical fabric with modern development. This continuous process of reinvention is what makes London so unique, a city that honors its past while relentlessly embracing its future. It's a city of constant motion, yet deeply rooted in its ancient soil. 5. Reflections and lessons. What profound lessons does London's sprawling history offer us? Perhaps the most striking is the theme of resilience. Time and again, this city has faced unimaginable devastation, plague, fire, war, only to rise from the ashes stronger and more vibrant. It's a testament to the indomitable human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of ruin, hope and the will to rebuild can prevail. London's story also highlights the intricate dance between power, trade, and urban development. From the strategic choices of the Romans to the imperial ambitions of the Victorians, the city's growth has always been intertwined with its economic and political might. It shows how infrastructure, a river, a bridge, an underground railway can profoundly shape a society and its destiny. For the modern traveler, this rich tapestry of history offers an unparalleled experience. London isn't just a collection of landmarks, it's a continuous dialogue between past and present. To truly appreciate it, you must walk its streets, touch its ancient stones, and let its stories wash over you. My advice for your own London journey? Don't just tick off the big sights, take your time. Wander through the city of London where medieval alleyways lead to Wren's Baroque churches. Cross Tower Bridge not just for the view, but to marvel at its Victorian engineering. Find a quiet spot in St. James's Park, spread a blanket, and imagine the centuries of royals and commoners who have found peace in its green embrace. The best time to visit, spring and autumn offer milder weather and fewer crowds than the peak summer months. But even in the famous London fog, the city takes on a mysterious, almost cinematic charm. Allow yourself at least 4 to 5 days to truly scratch the surface, letting London's history unfold at its own pace, revealing its secrets in unexpected corners. 6. Outro. London, it's more than just a capital, it's a canvas upon which 2 millennia of human endeavor have been painted. From the resilient spirit that rebuilt it after devastating fires, to the visionary minds that burrowed a railway beneath its ancient streets, this city is a testament to what humanity can achieve. Its art, its literature, its very architecture, all whisper tales of ambition, struggle, and rebirth. You've journeyed from Roman Londinium to the heart of a global metropolis, from Shakespeare's Globe to Christopher Wren's magnificent St. Paul's. You've witnessed the constant interplay of old and new, the way history isn't just preserved here, but actively lives and breathes within its dynamic urban fabric. London invites you not just to observe, but to participate, to become a part of its ongoing story. So, are you ready to walk these storied streets? To feel the weight of history under your feet and the pulse of modern life all around you? To truly understand London is to understand a significant piece of our shared global heritage. It's an unforgettable experience waiting for you. What part of London's incredible story fascinates you the most? Have you visited or are you dreaming of your first journey? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into London's past and present, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more journeys through history and culture. Until next time, keep exploring.